This one is for leaders of professional service firms. Now, if your firm is like most, you are underutilizing some key players on your team. Most of the firms that I'm aware of, most of the firms that we have been inside over the course of the last 20 years have treated their marketing folks almost like admin, like administrational professionals who are just there to help things like interviews, slideshows, things where they're just sitting and quietly taking notes and tracking the logistics around an interview prep. What we have found is your marketing folks are naturally good communicators. They've been involved in communication since school. They got into marketing because they're natural communicators. And as such, they could play the role of really good coaches for your professionals who may not be natural communicators and natural presenters. One of the things that we do at Sage Presence is interview prep. Another thing that we do is interview prep training for your professionals. And one thing that we know is after we're done training, pretty often those skills start to dip. And that's for a couple of reasons. First, your folks don't interview that often. Sometimes it's years between interviews for a particular professional. So you give them training, maybe they are able to apply that training in the next couple of months and it's still fresh and they're good. And then they get into their project, and over the course of a year, maybe a couple of years, it depends on the size of the project, I guess, they don't really do any interviewing and it fades from their mind. And then the next time that they have one, it's like starting all over again. But if you put your marketing folks into the same training that your professionals go through and then teach them how to coach this stuff, you can have in-house coaching for your professionals. You can have folks who are accessible, who are already in the room during interview prep, and who know how to build the skills of your folks. Not starting from scratch, but how to remind them to apply the stuff that they learned in their training. We do this at Sage Presence through a program that we call Interview Presence Champions. It starts with the interview training for the professionals, and crucially, it continues with development for the marketing folks or for whoever you hand pick for presence champion roles. So we recommend not a train the trainer program for your marketing folks, but a train the coach program, turning these folks into the perfect in-house resource to maintain the skills that your professionals have learned for their interviews.